political tutu meme.
Modi's speech recently was very patronizing.
Hindutva is our philosophy. It's not an electoral issue for us.
Most of it was fallacious, but then again, I don't expect anything else.
I think they may be scared of Yogi Adityanath's rallies here.
He can't win Gorakhpur. Why are we scared of him here?
We are here with two young leaders from the BJP and the Congress to talk about what are the burning issues here. So let's talk about an issue that you disagree on. The call for a ban on cow slaughter in Karnataka if BJP comes to power. That's what the BJP leaders announced so far. Don't people have the right to eat what they like?
People, of course, have the right to eat what they like. However, the Constitution of India places reasonable restrictions and also empowers the state to take a few measures to ensure that certain kind of cattle which are beneficial to the farmers is given constitutional protection. And that constitutional protection is what we are seeking to extend in Karnataka as well.
Do you agree with me?
Absolutely not. That's not the justification behind why the BJP even did it in the first place. If you look at it, the beef ban and things like that are intrinsically part of their ideology, where they value the Gomata and things like that. But that impinges on a lot of other communities' right to their food and also their fooding habits, which is a problem.
When you contested election in the Northeast, you agreed to not stop cow slaughter that part of town. Why is that? Why this double standards of sorts?
It's not double standards. It just shows that the Bharatiya Janata Party reflects true democratic spirit of the people, and we do not believe in imposing imposing our choices on anybody. If the people of Karnataka feel that restriction on cow slaughter is an important exercise and must be done, as their true representative, we will say that in Karnataka that should be done. If the people of the Northeast feel that this is not an important electoral issue, then the Bharatiya Janata Party respects their sentiments. That is how a true democratic party must function.
So, indigenous cattle, Yogi's statements about cow slaughter and protecting these bovine species doesn't exist in the Northeast, according to Tejasvi, right?
But
how does it, at the end of it, see, people's choices must be respected. Then why is it that you have a Yogi Adityanath coming here and saying things like, oh, Siddaramaiah eats beef, why is there a problem? Why is he impinging upon a person's private right to choose what he eats and what he does?
It is Mr. Siddaramaiah who first said, if I want, I will eat beef.
Absolutely.
And therefore it was Siddaramaiah who made the issue of beef as an election issue in the very first place. Our issues have been the breaking law and order problem in Karnataka. Our issues is the growing farm distress, the 3,800 plus farmers who have committed suicide. That's where we try to keep the focus.
It's highly hypocritical of him when he talks about things like the law and order situation, because there's nobody to preach when you look at the situation up north and what is happening in states where BJP leaders are not only caught for rape, but you see people justifying and trying to legitimize child rape as well, what you saw in Kashmir. The other problem of saying farm distress and whatnot, if you look at it, it's the central government that didn't give us the waiver, right? We asked for a 9,000 crore. They gave us a pittance while UP got a 30,000 crore waiver, which we believe is an absolute affront.
Fiscal responsibility finally rests with the state governments. The UP government, ruled by the BJP, the Maharashtra government ruled by the BJP, have availed all farm loans, including the nationalized banks. So I think it's too rich coming from the Congress, because their only intention of not waiving all loans in Karnataka is so that they can have a political point of passing the buck to Narendra Modi and saying, hey, we have done this paltry pittance of waiver, but you have not.
We need to change that. Modi should come and waive, right? He says, I am a Kannadiga, I am one of you. Why doesn't he come, basically come waive our loans and also give us better drought relief? Because we have made a huge issue about it, because the southern states almost subsidize these northern states, but we don't get as much. And for example, for every rupee we send, we get 47 paisa, whereas the UP gets 1 rupee 19 paisa, and we have made an issue about it.
The elections today is not around UP versus Karnataka. I think they may be scared of Yogi Adityanath's rallies here.
He can't win Gorakhpur. Why are we scared of him here? We don't understand his language.
The point is,
he doesn't resonate with us.
Any talk on North and South will go on forever, I suppose. So let me move on to the next topic. Recently in London, Narendra Modi made a statement that rape should not be politicized. But the BJP here is putting out ads talking about saving the women of Karnataka, etc.
A certain section of vested interests are by design not understanding the difference by what politicizing an issue means. Not politicizing rape. What he means is that it should not be a tool where we are going to blame one another for the heck of reason, blaming blaming one another. But does that mean that we should not raise these issues? So if somebody,
You're
one second,
contradicting
Aishwarya,
yourself.
are you
See,
telling me that if there is an unprecedented level of crime against women that takes place in a city or in a state, I should not even raise it up? I should not even make it an issue for elections?
No, Tejasvi, you say your supreme leader said whether party, whatever party it is, rape, don't politicize it. The direct contradiction of that is that when you put out an advertisement, you have directly politicized it, because you're talking about crimes against women and harassment and openly putting out ads that not only politicize rape but also lay blame on a government, or rather falsify the problems against a government. And yes.
Should we stop? Should we not raise this issue?
Okay,
should
then
we
why
not
don't you raise the
this
same issue in Unnao and Kathua, where you've
Of
been
course we
absolutely
did.
silent?
Of
What have
course
you
we
done?
did.
What has
Are
Yogi
you
said?
asking me what we have done?
What
The
have you done?
amendment to the POSCO?
In coastal Karnataka, Hindutva or the Hindu identity has been used as a political tool. Your leaders like Anand Kumar Hegde says that polarizing people for the right cause is real politics. So isn't it going beyond philosophy and becoming a political tool for you, Hindutva?
Hindutva, which is the most inclusive philosophy. Hindutva means pluralism.
Guys, this is the biggest problem, because what they're doing is they're trying to confuse Hindu dharma and Hindu philosophy with the idea of Hindutva. Hindutva is a concept and which is exclusionary, because you're fighting for a larger Hindu Rashtra, where you do not acknowledge diversity, you do not acknowledge secularism, and you do not acknowledge any other religion, and you believe the narrative of yours is something that the entire state should follow.
After 3,800 plus farmer deaths, after the unprecedented number of increase in women atrocities in the state, Bangalore becoming the number 2 in crime city, Bangalore's infrastructure falling apart, the state witnessing the most divisive government in its history, why do you still think people should give Congress a chance?
The people of Karnataka know for a fact that we've given them 5 years of stable government. He talks about farmers' deaths. We were able to prevent more deaths with the sort of schemes we've brought in, and also because we ourselves funded drought relief. You talk about crimes against women while forgetting completely what happened during the BJP tenure. And also, factually speaking, Bangalore is the city where you talk about crimes. The population has been added by 40% and crime rise has been a 1.7%. We are trying our best with a situation where the population is exploding. You're talking about a divisive agenda, Tejasvi. It is not us. What we've done for the Lingayat community, yes, you feel bad because 17% of what Yediyurappa would have banked on as a vote bank has disappeared because we gave voice to what they want. But at the end of the day, we are not as divisive as somebody going and saying, this is about a masjid or a mandir. This is about Hanuman or Tippu. Because for us, it is an inclusive Karnataka that we want. What is your stand on the Reddy brothers? Because nobody knows what it is.
Shri Amit Shah ji has very clearly said that the BJP has nothing to do with Janardhan Reddy. And it must be remembered that Janardhan Reddy is the only man among the Reddy brothers who is facing criminal charges, including the CBI investigation relating to the mining issues. The other Reddy brothers, as well as Mr. Sri Ramulu, are not in any way directly related to these criminal charges and investigations that is going on. Therefore, the Bharatiya Janata Party is associating only with those people who have an untainted image.
But he's campaigning for the BJP in Bangalore.
Well, there are a lot of people who are campaigning on their own volition. I think
with your leaders.
I think he's doing it on his own volition. There are a lot of people who are doing campaigning for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So I think, the party has also made it clear that he was not invited by the party to campaign. And if he is campaigning for the party, nobody can stop him. It's his constitutional right.